Hi, and welcome to this video. I'm MichelleBrady. I'm a professional speaker and a college professor of communications, and I basically teach people how to present and talk better. In fact, I have a little joke that when you want to talk better, talk to me. And so today we're here, I assume, because you have an idea burning in your soul. You have a plan, a goal, a dream that you want to bring to fruition, but you have to stand in front of people and bring that out in presentation form. And I want to share with you how you can do that better. Because like me, I bet you've seen some bad presentations. I sure have. I've seen some people get up with such great ideas, and yet they're presenting it so badly that no one thinks even the idea is any good, because they're simply not presenting the best way they can. So in this little video, we're going to share what are the most important things that you can put in an entrepreneur pitch, in a, if you would, proposal in verbal form to individuals about how your idea is going to change the world or change or help customers or whatever your idea is. We're going to share with you the best way to do that. And so we're going to start by talking about the first thing you want to do, which is the elements of a pitch, the basics of a pitch. And the first one is that you want to start out with a very clear description of your dream. So I did it right at the beginning of this video. I said, when you want to talk better, talk to me. Little short summary, a very easy thing that I can say over and over. That is my way of describing this wonderful idea that I have. Figure out, sit down and really work through a good opening, a good line. Here's something to keep in mind with that good line, and that is, what's in it for them? It's called with them. If you haven't heard with them before, entrepreneurs really like this, especially people listening to them. With them is what's in it for me. If I'm the listener and you're pitching this to me and you want to get me engaged, promise me something. What intrigue me? Hook me, I call it. You want to hook them. So the hook is all about telling me something I probably want, something I would like to have. So when I say, when you want to talk better, talk to me, do you want to talk better? A lot of people will say, boy, that would be an issue in my life. I could really do better with that. Oh, I say a lot of likes when I talk. I'd really like to not have articulation mistakes, going, doing, saying something. When they say that, I've hooked them. They're now talking to me about a problem that I know they have and that I know how to solve. So right away, start working into your presentation what you offer of value and what it's going to do for them, so that they want to have an exchange with you, that they want to have a conversation with you. So those are the top two things in starting out your presentation. Once you've got them talking to you, now what? The next thing to do is share your credibility. Share why you. What are you bringing to the table? What makes you so special? It could be that I have had a heart and a passion for this for my whole life, and this is what I want to do with my life and my career. It could be, like me, I've been a college professor for over 35 years, teaching people how to speak better. Just that alone, I can stop right there. I come with credibility. If you simply have passion, that's credibility still, because you're going to put your life, heart, and soul into it. If you have certain experiences, then say what those are, but brief. You share your credibility in a summary way at the beginning of your presentation, so they start to take you seriously, that they sit up, that they listen to you with respect, because you're bringing something to the table. The next thing that's really important is, what's the need that you're filling? What's the purpose of this idea? Very clearly say, I'm going to help solve this. Whatever it is, if you haven't done it already in your introduction, clearly state the need that everyone can see. Now, what is really helpful here is if you can bring in any stats, any facts, any demographics. You could say 85% of people speak badly. I don't know if that's an actual statistic. I'm making that one up. But if I had that statistic, I would say it. I could say that I know that over 70 to 85% of people have speaking in front of people be their number one fear. That is true. I can prove it. I can show you facts. And I would want to do that. And it would help the audience then definitely get extra hooked and pulled in. I now see the need. So the first things that go in your presentation to review this part is that you want to start out explaining your dream, what problem you solve, what's your purpose. You want to say what's in it for the audience, for the listener. You want to share your credibility, and then you want to state the need that you know is out there. And that is now we're going to tell the people that we're in front of what we want from them, what the projections of this business look for. If you're talking to a group of investors, for instance, or people who can support you, they need to know what you want from them, but they also need to understand the facts and details. If you've ever watched Shark Tank, and I'm assuming that you might, if you haven't seen it, go see it, because Shark Tank is a very good thing to watch for people who want to do a pitch in front of a group. See what those people are looking for when they're sitting in front of the group of potential investors. The three major things that they want to know are what about the market, what are the financials, and what proof do you have to support that your business idea is viable. You need to gather that information. If you're going to have a handout at all, this is the place in order to have that handout, because this is a take-home that the individuals are going to want. So let's review those three things just a little bit. Number one is the market. Now what the market includes are things, who's the customer? Who will you sell this to? How defined is that customer? And what percentage of the population is in that customer base? If you can say there's 1.7 million people around here and 55% of them are women, and most of, I'd say another 25% are within this age group, and that's my customer, that's what they want to hear. That you have a huge portion of the customer base that you can appeal to with this particular product or idea. They want to hear that you've actually done the research, that you know your market, that I'm not really sure who's going to buy this, I don't really know yet, I've got to work that out. There's someone out there who will want this, I know for sure, will not be an answer they want to hear. They actually need to hear that you've done the research. The next thing are the financials. An investor must see the money. They have to see the WIFM, what's in it for them, but they also have to see that you've got a handle on what it's going to cost to bring this idea to fruition and what are the profit margins that are going to come out of it. So you need to have some ideas of, is there some production costs? Like for instance, in doing this little video, there was some production costs. What did that cost in order to bring this to the market? And then what's we going to sell it for? And what's the profit margin on it, so that an investor in the product can say, wow, you're going to have a 40% profit margin? That's pretty appealing, because especially if you're giving me a piece of that, and here's the cost, and I see the profit, and then I see the amount of customers you think you're going to reach. I need to see the projections as well, where you think sales can be in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years. They really want to see that, and where your growth and potential is. The last one is any proof that you might have to support your credibility in this area. Bring in facts, figures, experts. Again, this is an area that your investor is going to be focusing the most. All your dream is all wonderful, but your dream is pie in the sky until you can pin it down with some facts and some specific details. And this is where you want to spend some time in your presentation in order to hook them in even further. Are we ready for the next part? Let's talk about what I'm doing right now. How do you present the best that you can? A little bit about your nonverbals. I bet you've been watching me, and if you haven't, you can go back and watch a little bit more. Notice how I stand. Am I moving around or shifting? I actually stand very still as much as I can, and I don't shift in place. Any small movement that shifts in place just looks nervous. When you gesture up by your face. I call it the box, like a picture camera. You don't gesture down here because people are looking at your face when they're talking. When you are talking, they're looking here. You gesture up here so that they keep their attention on your face, and it looks confident and more interesting. It's also not too fast. I did a couple fast, but it's interesting. I'm not doing too much. I keep my hands still and at my sides when they're not in use, because even though it feels a little awkward, it actually looks the best. And so this is the best position. Doing something like this, having posture on one leg, even a lot of people put hands in their pockets and start moving around and do a lot of shifting things of this nature. None of this looks confident, credible, or businesslike. If you want to be businesslike, stand still. Never touch your hair, your clothing, you're adjusting, because when you do, it only looks nervous as well. So little things like that. I'm also making really good eye contact. So when you have an audience member, even if you have notes of some kind, make as much eye contact as you can individually with each person. Now you can look away, okay, every once in a while. It's not a big deal, but you want to make a couple seconds of great eye contact with each member of your audience as you look around, calmly and carefully, because it looks really good. Now there's a whole lot more in presentation skills that you can do, but I definitely want you to think about how you dress. How you dress says a lot. Studies have shown that the presentation of yourself is first the message of credibility. It's projecting that you care, that you're confident, that you have the potential to be a business person, and that you actually have thought through what you look like. So make a little bit of time, take a little bit of time and have some presentation attention to the way that you have dressed, and make sure that it's the message that you are wanting to project, that it's calm and purposeful. I've seen individuals in an entrepreneur presentation in shorts and a t-shirt, and it doesn't matter what your business is, there isn't a businessman that wears that to a business meeting, and therefore it immediately gives a nonverbal message that you're not there yet, that you're not ready to be that business person. If you want want to have the respect, dress like it. The next thing that we want to cover is, what do you want from them? You're in front of a bunch of investors. Clearly make what they call the ask. The ask, the A-S-K. What is your ask? What do you want from them? Clearly tell them what it is. I would like you to invest $100,000 for 10% of my business profits for the life of my business. I might say, I would like you to invest in this video product, and what you would get out of it are rights to use it for your own purposes, and I will pay you for the CDs that I'll get out of it. And what is my ask? I might say, if you invest $200,000 in my business, for the next 5 years, I'll give you 50% of the business. You want to ask the amount that you need. You want to ask for the percentage of the business, or with them, what's in it for them, what you're going to promise for that investment. Make those two things very clear. To say it again so that you know what those two things are when in your ask, what do you want and what's in it for them? Because those are the things that they're listening for. How much are you needing? Could they invest less? But what percentage of the business or profit are you going to share with them for that, and for how long? If you do that right there, clearly they now know what you want. That can be a negotiating point, but they still know where your starting place is, where the conversation is beginning. And then we move on to the last thing. And the last thing is always, always end strong. And that strong end is not to say, I really wish, I really kind of hope that I came across well. I mean, it would be really great if you would think about maybe considering me. That's all wimpy. Good salespeople know that a strong close is huge. Always, always, always end by asking for that sale or the close of your request. Say, I believe I've presented with you the facts and figures that you need to make this decision today. I hope we can end by having you be a business partner with me in my dream, whatever that dream is, restated. These tips that I've given you are going to help you to put together the best entrepreneur presentation that you can. If you'd like to get in touch with me, you can do that by reaching me through my webpage, Sage Forward Training, or via email at mbrady@sageforward.com. I look forward to helping you talk better so that you can present yourself the best that you are able. Thanks for listening.